Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by World Series of Fighting middleweight Danillo Villefort. Danillo, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing good. Danillo, you got a fight coming up at World Series of Fighting 2 on March 23rd. How's training been going for the fight?
Training's been really good. I can't complain. My camp was really good at this time. I didn't have any injuries, so, nothing to complain about. I'm pretty happy to be back in the cage. Happy for the opportunity that World Series is giving to me.
Mm-hmm. Is training camp over with? Was yesterday or today your last day?
Yeah, yesterday was my last. So actually, today was my last day training.
Mm-hmm.
I trained a little bit with Coach Henry. Just tuning in a little bit, just some adjustments on my striking game, and that's it. Everything is ready.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's the plan for next week? Leading up to the fight, what are some things that you plan on doing to get a little bit more prepared for the fight?
There's nothing else to do. I just got to wait. And just keep doing the same drills that I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just to keep my game tight, and that's it. I'm just excited. I can't wait to be back in action.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, a long time ago, I saw a video online. It was like a video blog style video. It was of you, George Santiago, and JZ Cavalcante. It was leading up to your fight with Matt Horowitz back in March of 2011. And this video, I was watching it, and it was before you were going out to the fight. So it's fight day, and you're in your dressing room preparing. And I noticed one thing, that when it's fight day, you don't really say much. You weren't talking at all throughout that whole day leading up to the fight. Is that something that's normal for you, or was it just that one fight?
That depends. Each fight has a different feeling. That fight, I was just leaving my other camp, so everything was kind of different for us. We kind of figured ourselves, how we do, how can we fix everything, up. But this time I will have, 4 guys in the same card, and JC will also be fighting with in the same card, and George will be there, the point, my older brother, my junior coach will be there, Marcus, our coach Henry. So I think I'll be very comfortable, different that was on that last time. That fight with Matt Horowitz, everything was different, so, but it is what it is. In the cage, it's just me and the guys, so.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting that you didn't say anything the entire day. I thought that it was maybe something where you like to mentally prepare and just really stay focused, but it was more just some circumstances that were going on in your life at that time.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, 5 weeks I got really grumpy. I don't really smile very much, but this is just how I am.
I'm just curious, do you get nervous before you fight?
I used to get nervous, in the beginning, but I already compete so much, man. Before I started to fight MMA, I used to compete judo at a high level. I compete so much. I used to fight, almost every weekend. So to me, it's different because we know that, some really bad stuff can happen in the cage, but we are prepared for that. But I don't feel, I don't get nervous anymore. I get just excited. I wanna get the action going.
So this time around, because you're coming off a long layoff, the excitement and the anxiousness outweighs the nerves.
Yes. My last fight, I didn't really, I didn't fight the way I wanted because I had an injury. But this time I had nothing to complain about it. So I'm excited for this fight. They already been like 18 months, if I'm not wrong. That I don't fight. So, I feel that good feeling again.
And now you're going to be taking on Chris McRae. What are your thoughts about him as an opponent?
He's a pretty tough guy. He likes to scratch, and he's a good wrestler. He likes to grind. So I get my game plan ready. And I just hope everything goes the way I pretend to go. But if everything goes different, I believe that I have enough weapons, to utilize this game.
And now, where do you feel that you have the advantage in this fight?
I don't want to sound, cocky or anything, but I feel that I'm well-rounded, and I believe my striking game is better than him. He has better wrestling, of course, but I also have my judo. But on the ground, no doubt that my jiu-jitsu game is way more. I have way more weapons than him, so I feel good whenever we go. I feel pretty confident.
Mm-hmm. And now, you mentioned being out 18 months. It's been a while since you've competed. Is there any worry at all about ring rust, or are you pretty confident that you'll be able to, pick up where you left off?
I'm very comfortable and very confident, and I know I will get out that cage with the win. There's no doubt about it. You will see.
Mm-hmm. And now, Danillo, I'm just curious because you were with Strikeforce, and then when they were bought by the UFC, you got injured, and then you never fought for Strikeforce again. You fought for the UFC. You lost the fight to Jesse Lennox, a controversial loss because of a doctor's stoppage, but you lost that fight, and then they cut you. I'm just curious, do you have a bad relationship with the people running the UFC? Because, I think that you're definitely a guy who deserves, to be there, and I just, can't kind of figure out why every time you get there, they continuously get rid of you. What exactly is going on there? Do you have a bad relationship with them, or is it just a coincidence that this has happened?
No, there's no bad relationship. I had, they always treat me really good. I had my 2 shots, on UFC. That was an accident that I had, but they just fought a friction, they just finished, the ultimate fighter, so they had to cut some people. So I lost in the wrong night. That was my fault. I should have lost that fight. On Strikeforce, I had a fight scheduled before that fight, and I had to cancel because I got hurt training with Bigfoot. And then after that, I tore 2 ligaments on my shoulder, and I felt bad to call him and say, I cannot fight again because I hurt my shoulder. And I said, no, man, I have to keep up my work. So I fought. I shouldn't fight, but I hurt my heart, and I lost. Even thinking that I didn't lose that fight, but whatever, that's what the referee and the judges said. I had 2 shots, fighting for Zupa, it's my own fault, nothing with them.
I see. And now, obviously, this will be the first time you're fighting for World Series of Fighting. Obviously, after this fight, you'll have a better idea of how that organization is run and how the people treat you. But as of right now, from the little that you have been around them, how are they treating you?
They treat me pretty good. Pretty good, nice people. The pay's right, and I'm happy. Let's see how everything goes this week, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, definitely. And now, Danillo, your team, Blackzilians, a lot of hype around this camp because, so many great guys are coming in and out of there. But a lot of people have been critical because the wins haven't been coming. Some of these guys, Alistair Overeem just lost, Rashad Evans just lost, Miguel Torres just lost, just a lot of losses in here. Is this just a case of bad luck, or is there something else that's going on there? Give us the inside track.
Both of, bad luck and some stuff that we probably had some mistakes. And we are fixing, you mentioned Miguel Torres, but he doesn't train here. There's some guys that they use Blackzilians, but they don't train here.
I see.
And it is what it is. We're fixing, we are doing some, different things here. We lost Mario Perry, he went back to Brazil, to take care of his business, and we are bringing some, real high-level wrestling coaches here because that's one of the points that we are missing. So we are working on that, and it is what it is. The media's always going to talk, good and bad, but to be honest, I don't really worry about the media, what they say. I worry about my work, about to keep the focus on the fight, and it is what it is. We just gotta fix it and keep going.
Do you think it gets a little bit blown out of proportion a little bit because, yes, there are losses, but these are all the top guys. These are guys who are fighting in all the high-profile fights, and some of the guys who are winning aren't, in the bigger organizations. Blackzilians has a lot of guys who are in the regional shows that are doing some good things. Do you think it gets a little bit, blown out of proportion, some of these stories, because the guys who are fighting from this camp are all fighting in the biggest fights with the most attention?
I believe so. You know, the meters, and there's also like small fights that you guys don't know about that we've been winning. You know, and that we lost, you know, some big fights like Rashad, like you mentioned, Rashad and Alistair. You know, and that's fine. You know, the big fight counts a lot.
Now, at the gym, what exactly is your role?
I'm a fighter. I'm working a little bit with the management, and now I'm a little bit of that. I'm a little bit of a team manager. You know, working between the manager and the coaches.
And now, if I'm not mistaken, you're the guy who coined the phrase Blackzilians. You came up with that, you and Glenn Robinson, correct?
Yeah, that's the real story. You know, some people say different stories. It's all bullshit. You know. After I was me and Glenn, I was taking a look in the website, and I was like, man, there's only black dudes and Brazilian dudes. And I was walking in the office, and I bumped with Glenn and said, Glenn, we need some white boys here, man. There's only black people and Brazilian people. There's black and Brazilians, black, and then we both would say at the same time, Blackzilians. You know, that's what happened. It's a funny name. It's a very catchy name. A lot of people like it.
And like I mentioned earlier, with some of the losses that Blackzilians have suffered in some of these more recent fights, going into this fight, do you feel a little bit more pressure as someone who is around that gym and has a pretty big role in that team? Do you feel more pressure going into this fight? And do you feel that you have to perform well and kind of change the fortunes of that gym?
No, of course we have pressure. You know, we have, coming out of some big losses. And me and all the four guys, that will be the other three guys, and also Tyrone, that will be fighting in England. We have a lot of pressure on our shoulders. You know, that's the business. You know, we got to handle the business right now. We got to go out there and fight and win.
March 23rd, World Series of Fighting 2. In your mind, when you played this fight in your head, how do you see it finishing?
After that, I have, different options, on this fight, different ways to go. But I believe that I can knock this guy out, and that's what I'm going to try to do. That's what I'm going to try to do.
And now, Danilo, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you would like to thank, and is there anything you'd like to say to the fans?
I want to say thank you, to Jocko, F3, Iron Bridge Tools, and, the gym that Jocko Hybrid Training Center. We're doing really good here in South Florida. And whenever you guys want to stop by and, and train with us, you all be welcome. And follow me on Twitter, guys. Indio MMA.
Danilo, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it. Good luck at World Series of Fighting 2 on March 23rd against Chris McRae.
Thank you, my friend. It was a pleasure to talk to you.